Ben Affleck.
Is that Jamie Lannister? I've seen this movie too. This is a different movie.
I think Ben Affleck's like pronounced dead after the whole Pearl Harbor thing, and then
Oh, that's
Black
right.
Hawk Down, bro.
I haven't seen Pearl Harbor in like a decade.
Ends up like marrying his girlfriend, and then
That's
Ben
'cause
Affleck
it's
comes
shit.
back. I might be wrong in the characters.
It's like some people's like favorite ass movie, isn't it?
It's a good movie. It's a fucking good movie. My dad actually has a newspaper from the day, from Honolulu, the Honolulu Daily.
That's kind of cool.
He has a fucking newspaper of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can't read. It's cool.
No, you can read it. It's in prime condition. The newspaper,
like
the paper is aged.
Yeah.
No, that's not Japanese.
He said it's from Honolulu, so it'd be Japanese.
Honolulu is
Yeah, I know.
which is American territory, U.S. territory. Dude.
What?
Yeah. From
Anyways,
Honolulu,
this is
Japan,
beside the point 11.
11
I
is where
believe.
we're at.
I
Yeah.
think it's 11.
I'm
yeah.
excited about it.
are we
This
starting?
is
All
a
right,
topic.
that's it.
This is a topic that Cam, you are very passionate about,
I'm not
and it's
passionate, but I
about
just wanna talk about it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well,
It's a good topic.
yeah, you've asked me to talk about this for last podcast. We were going to do this topic, but the whole Vegas thing happened.
Sure.
And so I almost want to let you lead this one off, but it's about the whole kneeling at the flag and showing how they are choosing to show their protests. They're protesting in a certain way that certain people don't agree with.
Right.
And a certain organization like the NFL, their ratings are falling.
They're tanking.
Yeah, very.
That's also because the NFL's garbage. So it's
Absolutely.
See, if you kind of look at news reports on that, which I've done because I did, like, it was a big topic. A lot of news reports, and I think it's just biased on who you're looking at.
Right, depends on
like
when
anyone
you
who has
read
an NFL like on their programming is, NFL ratings, they're not dropping, they're actually up, things like that.
This is all
But then if you go
anti-NFL propaganda.
yeah, then it's all. But if you go to any other news source, it's like ratings are down, ticket sales are down. If you go to like a Ticketmaster or something like that, their
There's
sales
always
are down,
tickets.
Well, what? Roger Goodman, Joe Goodman,
Roger Goodell.
Yeah, the head
commissioner?
commissioner of the NFL. Like, he's not that candid of a person as well. Like, he doesn't really say all the right things that appeal to people when he
He's not
everywhere he
popular.
goes.
Yeah,
Every year during
not.
the draft, he gets booed when he walks
Yeah.
out the stage.
He's been relatively quiet about it, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, but
He's actually taking a smart stance, I think, with
Just
not
shutting
saying
the fuck
anything
up.
about it.
Oh, yeah.
I guess everyone hates him enough. He doesn't need
any of this on his
doesn't need to make his opinion heard. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, for the most part, with the basic argument is obviously people are feeling it's disrespectful for these players. Spoiled, rotten athletes getting paid millions of dollars to play a game for people's entertainment, to kneel during the flag, because they're protesting the wrong thing at this point.
I guess that's the thing is I don't understand to what ends are they doing this, especially because I also don't get what the protest is, because they're upset with the general treatment of minorities in this country, basically, right? Is that my understanding?
It's kind of going along with the whole the shootings.
Right.
Black Lives Matter
Yeah,
movement.
police brutality.
Protesting the flag, saying that I don't stand necessarily not for America, but what for America stands for.
But here's what I haven't understood, though, is I've always, and this is just me and misunderstanding the national anthem, right? But I always see the national anthem as just respecting veterans and stuff. Is how I view it, and it's got nothing to do with me agreeing with this country per se. You see what I'm saying? So it's what are you protesting?
the people who have fallen for
That's what I'm saying.
belief
I don't
in
think
this
there's a
country.
correlation between the anthem and what they're upset about.
Sure.
It's kind of where I'm at. It's not that I don't think they
that's
kneel, sit, sing "Oh Canada" while they sing it. I don't really care what you do. I just don't understand what they're doing.
So one of the big things that I remember just from whenever it first started going on last year with Kaepernick was a lot of people were protesting about the song, the national anthem. They actually cut out one of the worst parts of the anthem, where it was talking about slavery or something like that. Right. So if you look up the old lyrics to the national anthem, it was it wasn't exactly well.
Do you know what they are?
I don't remember. I looked it up a year ago, 2 years ago, and I've heard about it plenty of times previous to this. But if we look it up,
it's worth a Google. Keep talking.
It is.
So the national anthem used to be very disrespectful to black people, and so that's why I remember hearing something about that's the reason why the protest started with kneeling towards the anthem. Is that it's not all it's supposed to be. It's not about America. It's not about freedom. It's not about freedom of speech. Which is another point, is that most people are saying, these players can kneel during it because it's their right.
Mm-hmm. Which it is. It is.
But what kind of the counter argument to that is once again, you're spoiled athletes getting paid millions to play a game, and the people who pay your paychecks are the rich white people that you're protesting, and the people who come and watch these games pay for your TV subscriptions are all, well, not all, but they're all white people. They're all rich white people who own these companies, own the NFL, own these teams, and if you're trying to make a stand in the wrong way, because you are disrespecting something that is considered to be America.
You also are being paid by these people. You're more of an employee, and you kind of can't just do whatever you want. Same way that if you're representing your company, you can't just do anything you want out. Like if you're if we're catering, I can't just do whatever I want because I'm representing the company at that time.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the field, you're representing the organization that you're playing for, and if they don't like what you're doing, if you don't like it, don't take the paycheck. Because as much as I don't really care on either side, I don't really get their end goal, like what they're hoping to achieve by kneeling. But it's whatever. It's just I kind of see where these guys are making millions of dollars that are own these teams that don't want this to happen. Yeah, and if they don't want you to do it, like Jerry Jones today actually said that if anyone's caught during the whole anthem, that they're gonna get benched.
If they're kneeling during the anthem.
Yeah,
Which is interesting.
Which brings up, I know you're about to read
Do you
into that.
want the verse that's been omitted? Because I didn't realize this. This is news to me.
Well, I just wanted to say that Mike Pence, our vice president, also walked out of a football game this Sunday yesterday because players.
He walked out of the game?
Yeah,
Like
he left the
he
game.
felt disrespected, so he left?
Because both teams were kneeling to
Who
the
really
anthem.
cares what Mike Pence says?
Nobody does, but I
right,
mean that's
right. Here's the verse they pulled, which is interesting, I guess. Also, it doesn't sound really good, not just because it's kind of about slavery. I would have cut it too. But okay, where's that band?
Well, read it from the very beginning and just add the lines in.
That's like a really long situation.
Go
Just
for it.
because from the line where it starts of that chorus of that song. I don't remember where it's at, but
Jesus, you're going way up.
What's the thing is they put it up here. So because Orsay does that Star Spangled Banner Yet Wave, and then it's supposed to go into. And where is that band who so valiantly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood was washed out, their foul footsteps pollution. Are we getting levels on the thing right? Okay, cool. Something about there we go. Pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave over the land of the free and the home
that
of the
whole
brave.
part just sounded dark.
Yeah, it's like
just in
I
general.
aside from low-key support, like it says the word no hireling or slave could hide from blah blah blah.
Yeah.
basically,
Aside from that-
They're
they're
just talking about all our men could never even think about going
Right,
home.
but aside from that, it started being a little slavey.
Yeah.
It was all a little much. I'm like, this is a little gloomy. Chick ching. I don't know if it necessarily got cut because of the word slave, but
No, I'm just saying the way
it
almost
definitely got
sounds-
cut because of the word slave.
The way it sounds
even in
almost is
1814.
the way I'm just saying the
It
way
got
it
cut in
sounds is almost
1814?
like
yes, yeah, it never came out that way.
Yeah, probably because what was slavery was abolished in when?
1860.
1860.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit of time, I guess.
But anyway, but my point is, I would have cut it anyway. But I did not know that. I
Yeah,
learned a
I'm just
thing.
saying, so the
Thank you,
original
Cam.
one is just saying that people used to say that that's the the national anthem was. It just sounded bad.
Right, sure.
towards-
No, for sure. It
towards
does. It
certain
does
people.
not sound good. Rhyming slave and grave is probably
Yeah, and
not
that's what I mean.
fantastic.
It sounds
They just couldn't
like
find a
they're
word to
trying
rhyme
do
with.
right.
that.
It's like orange.
God, what rhymes with great?
What rhymes with
So yeah,
great?
just the way it sounds, it's almost like saying the slaves are going to be put to death.
Right.
You know?
And that's not fucking. Yeah, I got you.
So that was the reason why the national anthem I think was targeted. At least that's
Your understanding
one
of
the
it.
things I heard. Yeah.
Sure.
So
And I will say Kaepernick did alter his protests, kind of based on what I say, because initially he was sitting down during the thing, and so a veteran kind of got onto him on Twitter, and so Kaepernick, I like Colin Kaepernick personally, was like, okay, you're right, my bad, dude. Flies the dude to San
For his
Francisco.
beliefs or his
Oh, no, just for what he does here, for what he proceeds to do, right? So this guy gets onto
on
him
the
on
field?
Twitter. No, for what he's about. I'm telling a story
Okay.
about Colin Kaepernick.
All right.
He's going to do a thing where you're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, ready? Here
Not
we
on
go.
the field. But
Not on the
all right.
field. Colin Kaepernick sits down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a veteran gets angry at him on the Twitter because that's what you're going to do.
Right.
Kaepernick goes, whoa, maybe I don't understand this. So he flies the dude all the way to San Francisco. They sit down, have a conversation. Kaepernick hears that he is disrespecting veterans, and that's not what he means to do, and so that's why he started kneeling, was to still show respect for. I mean, it's snowballed out of control where nobody even sees that anymore.
Yeah,
but he did alter his protest because he was like, well, I'm not meaning to disrespect veterans.
I thought he was sitting down because he just was trash and knew he wasn't going to play.
Right,
That's
that's probably what.
And
That's
they were
what I
like,
was-
"Hey,
that's
why
what I
are you
was
sitting
talking
down?"
about.
He's like, protest."
Yeah.
I need to get back to the
Yeah.
Like, wow, Kaepernick, you're relevant again.
And that
You
did
don't even
work.
have to get on the field anymore.
He had the second or third most sold jersey last season without playing like a down.
I do know
Wow,
that
good
they
for
had a lot
that.
of problems. Like
Good for that, I guess.
when this first happened, I know that some of the cops were talking about not showing up for like security for them in
Yeah,
certain cities because they were sitting during. But of course, now there's so many players
You just
that are a
can't.
part of it.
Yeah.
See, that's
I mean, whole teams are sitting in the locker room instead of even coming out. So it's like,
Yeah, and see the thing is that's the thing.
You
is
can get
people
that
are
one.
blowing it, they're
Right.
blowing it out of proportion with it. It's
Oh,
just
for
almost
sure.
stupid. Like it's like they're making a point now because it's become famous. You know, it's like
it's just I
it's
don't
talked
know.
about in all the wrong reasons that they want. No
Right.
one's talking about like, oh, Black Lives Matter. It's a protest against that.
Right.
It's talking about like you guys are all pieces of shit.
Right.
No one. You know,
I
no
just
one-
I
no
guess
one
I don't
cares.
understand what are they sitting or like sitting in the locker room or kneeling or standing arm in arm. What is their end game? I guess.
Now.
Oh yeah, when he came out and called them all sons of bitches or whatever, and he'd fire him. It's like okay, all right, yeah, I'm sitting down now. It's like
That's not a way to go at it,
okay,
but-
man. Well,
Yeah,
everything that guy does isn't the way I
He's
would go
probably
at
not
it.
going to ever be in the right when it comes to anything like this. But yeah, so
He
most of
should
his
just keep his
protesting
mouth
because of Trump is saying like we don't support America now with the president.
Right, and that's.
But before he
But
was
I
in
don't think
office,
that's the thing. I don't think it
was still-
started. It's
It didn't. But
where it
was-
started and where it is are two totally different places.
Yeah, no. What it was because of like the national anthem going with the Black Lives Matter, the shootings,
Right.
the disrespect and non-equality towards black people, things like that is what I believe it started as.
Right.
I don't know. I could be wrong, because people have all their own different agendas, but I believe that's what it started as.
Right.
And so kneeling during the anthem, which had that, or sitting during the anthem, which was just saying like I don't agree with America at this time.
Right.
If the sales keep dropping, I feel like we're going to start seeing some people drop because if you're not a big enough star and you're doing that
I
crap
just-
and they're losing enough money, they're eventually going to say something.
So
No.
this is another point to that. This is absolutely another point to that. AT&T, DirecTV. I believe it's who does the NFL Sunday Ticket or whatever.
Right. I mean, I think every channel has their equivalent.
Yes, but it was either DirecTV or
Sunday Ticket is DirecTV.
Okay.
DirecTV
What's the
Sunday
other
NFL
one?
Ticket.
What's the other satellite provider? Not DirecTV.
Dish.
It was one of the two. Were allowing their subscribers to cancel their NFL subscription
Really?
for free. No penalties, no late charges, just letting them cancel.
Just letting it go.
Just saying, because people are calling in saying, look, I do not support the NFL. I'm not going to pay for this.
Right.
I'm not going to provide them with any of my money.
That's
so
crazy.
they were actually letting them cancel for free. And once again, you're talking about the billionaires. You're now cutting into their bottom line.
Right.
From their customers,
They become
from
more aware of
TV,
that.
from tickets, from advertisement, from any money source that these billionaires are getting who's paying your paycheck.
Especially because the people who are upset about it are their viewership. Like, there's people, like, honestly, like, I don't care, but I'm also not subscribing to Sunday Ticket, and I'm really.
You're not going to a game.
And so it's like, I'm not there. It's the people who are excited about football who are mostly America,
You're
yeah.
not buying a
woo.
jersey. You don't have something hanging in your wall.
Right, exactly.
NFL is not making profit off you. You're not.
It's
You're not someone that
even
they care about.
if we'll say like 75% of people honestly don't care, it's the 25% who do care that are usually watching football. I would argue.
See, I just feel like it's such a bad place to do it because football seems like one of the one places where it doesn't matter who you are, what freaking race, age, gender. Everyone loves football. We're all here to have fun and to just do. I'm like, it just feels like such a bad
You're
place.
dividing people in the crowd who are normally happy, high-fiving each other.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing, yeah.
It's something that just does, I mean, I get you can like stand for what you want,
Right.
but I just feel like the football field and kneeling during it is just not really going to accomplish anything but hate towards you. And not like I just don't think there's going to be any way that this comes out positive for them because one, they're already pissing off the people that pay their salaries, which is not how you want to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Coaches
Jerry
talking about
Jones,
benching players.
yeah, I mean Jerry Jones has already started it. He said I'm going to start benching players, and don't think the other people are like, well, if he started it, I can do this too. It's going to get
Well,
I
bad.
guarantee you those owners are telling the coaches if any of your players at any point disrespect my bottom line of what I'm making.
I don't know if
When
all
I'm
the
paying
owners
them?
are doing that though. Like I
But
said,
I'm not saying all of them.
the Steelers let everybody sit last
They'll
week. didn't
follow.
But I'm
The
just-
Raiders have
But
a
are you
lot of
saying-
people that.
No,
sit
I
or
think the
kneel during-
Steelers are one of the main teams that are just staying in the locker room right
See,
now.
that's what I'm saying is they don't even bring people out.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what that they said what that's supposed to mean? Is that a protest, or is that this is them trying not to be involved?
They're probably trying to stay out of
A
it.
little bit of both, probably.
Because they can
I would
still
say.
protest
Presenting
without-
the
Because if
options
they
to
didn't
both
want to be
sides of it.
involved, they would
'Cause,
come out
yeah.
to the sideline and salute their,
Right.
they'd salute their
Or
flag.
also no, because if they wanted to be part of the protest, you'd expect them to be sitting out there center stage, kneeling all of them together, holding hands in the middle
Yeah.
on the 50-yard line.
I agree.
So it could go either way, unless they specifically say we're not coming out because we're protesting. And
Right.
I don't know if they have, but I just feel like it's like, hey, we're not even.
It's interesting. So you just think it takes one guy like Jerry Jones to actually bench somebody for other owners to be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, we can.
He's
do
got
that?
enough money to do that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Cowboys are the second most valuable franchise in the whole world.
Next to who?
Manchester United.
It'll,
Oh, okay. We're not even talking about. Okay.
No,
yeah,
but I'm
that
saying
makes
of
sense.
all the
Yeah,
franchises
yeah.
in the whole world, the Cowboys.
Manchester United, number one, huh?
Yeah.
I would believe that.
Cool.
yeah, I believe it. They pay so much money for
Manchester.
players.
But this also brings up the point of
Not the right accent.
how
Pretty close.
Golden State declined going to see
Uh huh.
the White House.
Right.
When they
And then
were-
Trump being like a
Well,
rock star.
Stephen Curry.
They didn't
Stephen
formally-
Curry declined.
They didn't formally decline. They didn't formally decline. All they said was, "Yeah, we're going to think about it." And then Trump was like, "Oh, boo-hoo."
And LeBron declined for
Yeah, it's
Steph
like,
Curry.
You hesitated. You're not invited anymore. And LeBron's like, nobody wanted to.
Yeah,
come hang out
LeBron
with
was
you."
like, it was cool to go to the White House before you, motherfucker. Like, we're not coming to this shit. He said he's not going. You can't decline your invite.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
You can resend an invite. But,
Let's go.
I was pretty sure that Steph Curry basically flat out said, I don't want to go.
My understanding was he was like, really not. We're thinking about it.
I was
but
like, LeBron, will you send this tweet for
Who
me?
else is
Will you
there?
send this tweet?
send a mean tweet for me.
He's
man."
like, Steph, what? I got you. All right, I got you. I got you, Steph. I got you.
Just
I
from
got
what it
you.
sounded like.
Steph doesn't want to go to your party, Trump.
Because what it just sounds like is that it was declined
Yeah.
to go to the White House. And so Trump was like, well, that's fine. You guys.
you
aren't
weren't
even
invited. Yeah,
anymore,
you
right?
weren't invited anyway.
And, well, what like a bunch of analysts and other people are saying is like, reason why you didn't go. What's the reason for not going to see President Trump in the White House?
Because you
What would
don't.
you say?
Because all the activism in the sports realm right now.
Partly the kneeling stuff, right?
And partially, I don't want to meet a reality TV show star. In
Well,
the
it's
White
like
House.
he's
I just want to see the
slandered
White
you.
House.
the-
Do I have to see you?
That'd be
Can I
pretty
just like walk
baller.
through the
Sure.
White House?
So, but
It's like, we call Obama. He used to live here. He could probably give a pretty bitchin' tour.
yeah. Obama probably still knows the layout, right?
Probably still got the key code.
Have him-
Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure you redecorated, but surely he knows like where
Right,
things are,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
We
the
get him
secret,
in here.
the secret doors and the secret books you can
Yeah.
pull out for like caves and stuff in the White
Sure,
House.
the aliens and
Obama
whatnot.
knows all that
I
shit.
got the aliens in the White House.
Yeah.
But okay, so either way, what I'm saying is, so mainly it's because the protests, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to say, look, we don't agree with you as president, right?
Right.
Well,
Has the NBA done anything preseason wise? Because
I don't think so.
I didn't think.
not
Okay.
really. But
Cool.
why not go to the White House? You have the opportunity to actually meet face to face with the president and say,
And
look,
like
this is
actually
what's
have a
going on.
conversation. Yeah.
This is why people are protesting.
That's an interesting point.
Why?
Well, it's-
Take
you know.
that. Take that.
Yeah,
invitation
that's
and
literally a
actually have
once in a
conversation.
lifetime opportunity to talk face to face with the president that apparently everyone in the sports community hates.
Right.
You can actually be a voice.
But he's
Once
also
again-
actually a crazy person. So
Yeah, so I don't know
That's
how
fine,
much-
which he
Right.
is, sure. But once again, nothing is changing. Nothing is happening for this protest that's going on. The only thing that's happening is people are talking more shit about it.
yeah.
Because they don't even have an end. What is their end goal? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand their point
That's what I'm
of
saying.
kneeling.
Like,
It's not gonna
Brings up a good point. Have we seen any NBA players doing this,
No.
or do you think it's strictly an NFL issue? Because we haven't seen, because it's off season for the NBA right now.
No one's.
But have you seen any like popular posts on
No,
like
you
House
would've-
of
you would've heard
Highlights
about
or
it.
anything
They
like
probably saw
that?
the backlash
of,
that's
like,
coming from
pl-
it. They're like, we're
That's
not
the
doing
backlash,
that.
and the NBA is still making a ton of money. Like,
Right.
The NFL has
NBA is still relevant.
so the NFL's been making less and less money.
None
every
of the
year.
minorities in the NBA right now are speaking out like they are in the NFL right now.
Well,
Which brings up a weird, interesting point that I just thought of.
No.
Are they? Am I
I don't
under
really
the
follow
radar?
anybody on like Twitter.
I
or
follow
anything, but
all sorts of NBA players,
Right.
and I'm not
I've
seeing
seen-
anything
they're
about
probably
this.
smart just to stay out of this. There's no need to bring.
Well, it's
any
not your
negative-
fight. It's kind of where I would be. Like, no matter what.
It's the NFL's fight.
yeah.
They.
What do you mean
At
it's
this
not your
point-
fight?
Because again, it goes back to what is the end game? You know what I mean? If the NFL doesn't have a clear end game, why would I be like, yeah, I'm going to help?
It's
you
not the
guys protest?
NFL that has any
No,
sort
I know that,
of
but
end
like,
game.
but the NFL players, right?
Uh-huh.
They don't have a when this changes, we come back out.
Yeah, they're
right?
just
They don't have
kneeling to
that.
be.
And so if I'm in the NBA, all right, I'm seeing the backlash, and I go, whoa, if I join in on that, and I have no clue when it's over, why would I join that war? You know
But
what I'm
do you not think people in the NFL are also thinking that? Like, whoa,
I
okay,
think
if
it's
I
all
join in
started
on
on
this,
accident.
then my career's on the line. Why is nobody in the NBA doing that?
Because they're seeing it.
Of the minority. Yeah, but I mean, people are seeing it in the NFL as well.
Yeah, but they're about to start seeing people getting benched and cut over this, and it's gonna. Because I'm telling you, you don't mess with people's money, no matter who it is, and they're gonna start just pissing off the wrong
Absolutely.
people.
I'm just wondering why in the NBA, before it became this huge of a deal, like nobody stood out and spoke out in the NBA as well. Like, hey, we recognize a fellow minority, I guess, if you will, doing this. We're going to be on his side. Like that hasn't happened in the NBA.
It's because
at all.
Kaepernick
also-
accidentally did this. He was sitting down because he thought he wasn't gonna play, and now he's just
You're right on that.
It's not even about race or rights or free
There's no
speech.
camaraderie
He was
there.
just pissed he couldn't start.
There's no camaraderie there. The NBA players don't care about the NFL players. They see the backlash the NFL is getting. They see the money they're losing. They see
It's
the,
a weird
they see
dividing
how-
line, I guess.
Well, they see
That's
how
all I'm
pissed off
saying.
all the fans are at the players, not at the cause that the NFL is trying to bring light to.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about how spoiled rotten these players
Right.
are, and they get paid
it's not
millions of
about
dollars
any kind of cause.
for a
And
game.
NBA players make way more than NFL players. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, just even.
But this is they play way
maybe
more
not,
games.
Yeah, but maybe not even salary alone, but they're making more on endorsements and stuff
Right.
because like there's only 5 guys on the floor, so it's easier to market one of those 5 guys than it is to market.
Sounds like a
one
way
of the
better gig.
22 that starts. In the
Way
NFL.
better gig. Yeah, you're not getting hit in the head and getting crazy. What was it called that Hernandez supposedly had after they
That's a medical term.
gave
I
him?
have no idea.
It's
a headache.
yeah. It was like
He's had a headache. Since
fuck.
he
What was it
6.
called? I'm just gonna throw 3 letters out there. CPG. That's
Yeah,
not right.
nailed
That's
it.
not fucking right.
CPG.
That's probably it.
It's something
That's
weird
close.
that
Pretty close.
they did an autopsy on his body after he hung himself in prison, and he had like this disease,
No,
like it's like a tumor. Yeah, like if you get hit if you just get fucking rushed and just destroyed, like a train hits you like 30
Over
times
and
in your
over and
career.
So
over
weird
and
that
over.
it took us this long to realize that was gonna have like
Right.
lasting effects on people.
No, but we knew that. People just don't care. It's the modern day like Coliseum.
Well, the problem is
Hell yeah,
they
it is.
didn't see these like effects till they left the NFL, so they didn't put 2 and 2 together. That all these
Right.
All these problems are coming because of their time here, not 10 years later when they aren't in the NFL.
yeah.
Yeah, they just got crazy here.
It's
Not-
called something. Are you looking it up, Kyler? What was it, Jason?
But just like,
Jason
what's your
Hernandez?
guys?
Joseph
What's your
Hernandez?
guys' stance on that? Like, do you think that them kneeling is okay?
It's
That's fine.
It's their right. I mean, I can't. I see it and it doesn't bother me that much. I just don't understand it. I look at it and I'm like,
it's kind of how I feel.
You're just-
I look at it and
you're
I
just
see
gonna
okay.
piss people off.
Yeah, I get it. I get like you're on camera. This is one way to kind of just like broadcast yourself standing up for something. I
CTE,
get it.
by the way.
CTE, that's what it is. But I don't agree with it.
So instead of
But what
doing
works
something like
though? What else would work if they went
that,
out?
you
What
know
else would they
something
go
that
out and
work
do?
Better is actually get in front of the press. These are
They are in front of the press when
No,
they're
they're
doing
just
that.
No, they're
kneeling,
not.
but,
They're
I mean,
kneeling and getting bad press.
On
I'm
camera.
talking
No
about
such thing as bad publicity, Cam.
That's not true. That's definitely
That is definitely true.
Well,
That is definitely
I
true.
almost agree with that. I
It's
almost agree
fucking-
with that.
it's-
you will
it's
until these
100%
players
true.
start getting benched.
I'm saying, why not hold a press conference? These are some of the most famous people in America.
Yeah.
State your
Readily-
problems.
And you're
Readily-
right. Colin Kaepernick. Hold on. Colin Kaepernick got benched, but he's got his face on T-shirts now.
He didn't
Like
get
people are
Yeah,
like
he was already
preaching
benched.
his name.
He wasn't
It's
even
like
starting.
He's in the process of being like he was not the
hey,
starter.
you just said that his jersey was like the
No, I know.
second most
Yeah, yeah.
He
sold.
didn't
Like
even
he's
play it
got.
down.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. He's not
But teams
starting.
don't
He's
wanna
not
pick him
starting,
up.
but he's getting paid for something
No,
that
he's
he
not-
cares
he's
way
not
more
getting
about
paid.
now.
No,
He's
he's
not-
not. He's not. He's not on a roster at all.
They
Maybe
they were
not.
talking about
Well,
that. There are
endorsements.
teams
You
that
said
He's not getting
different
endorsements.
endorsements,
He's not getting
though.
endorsements
Different
right now.
endorsements.
because of all this bad like shit.
When I
that
say
he's
endorsements,
doing.
I'm talking about Gatorade and Under Armour.
I'm talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about
not-
the people who are going to give you millions, not people who are going to put your face on a T-shirt. And
Right.
you're
Well, that's
gonna
something
parade around.
he obviously has stated that he cares more about.
Well,
So.
see, they were
Which is
talking
awesome.
about how there's so
I
many
respect
teams
that
that don't
100%.
even want to pick him up after this all went down.
I don't think he cares anymore. I think he's come to terms with
because
that.
he wasn't gonna play. Like he was.
He
This
does
was his
care.
last ditch effort.
His
'cause
agent's still looking for a spot for him to land.
Yeah, but I don't know why
he
you pick him
probably
because
will,
one, he's not
right?
all that great
You think?
anyways, and then on top of all this crap that he's got going for him, I would not
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
There
Too
were
much
rumors
stress,
the Raiders
man.
were looking at him after Carr went down, but
Ooh.
The Raiders are
that
one of the
would've-
few teams that have a lot of people that kneel during.
yeah,
the,
that would have happened
national
if they were
anthem.
actually going to sign him, though. It would have happened already.
Carr.
But either way, so what I was saying, why not hold a press conference? You're talking about being
just talk about
one
it.
of the faces of NFL. People are going to show up. People are going to listen. You are going to have at least more of an impact than what you're doing now.
Yeah.
I don't even think they know
Especially-
what they want.
I'm just saying,
Like
if
what
you
they
get-
want to change. Obviously, I know their end goal, like their broad end goal, but nothing like once we fix this, we're gonna stop.
Yeah,
kneeling.
when does it stop?
They don't. I mean, I just don't think they know. They're just
Yeah.
backing up Colin, who
doesn't
sat
even,
down
yeah,
one
who-
day at a game.
Who doesn't even do this anymore, by the way, since he's not on a field. He's
Right.
not.
He's at home kneeling.
I mean, maybe he is in the privacy of his own home, or like
TV.
when,
taking selfies.
yeah,
TV.
or when he goes to a
Living
middle
room
school basketball
nailing.
game.
Like not there, but in
Yeah.
spirit, boys.
Yeah. So it's just kind of ironic, I guess. I'm just confused as to where it is. Not what it is. I can see, I appreciate, and that's totally your right. Where it is now, it's like, guys, what the fuck?
Well,
is
so
going
then, do you
on?
think it's
it's
okay?
just getting worse. I don't think it's ever gonna get
Well,
better.
so
at this
yeah,
point.
exactly. So do you think it's okay for coaches and owners to start benching players, cutting players for this?
They
Yes.
make the- they
I
make
think
the
it's all right.
rules.
I think it's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I guess that's where you get into like First Amendment stuff. Like, it is their right to do that,
But
but it's also a business
have-
owner's
they're under
right.
contract.
Right, it's a business
Yeah.
owner's right to bench somebody.
I
so
have
it's
your
like-
money.
Right.
Same way they have to do those stupid post game interviews. They have to because it's part of their lease when they sign that they have to do
Yeah.
the post game stuff. That's why they get on to people like Popovich, who they've given up on,
Right.
who doesn't ever. He's like says like
Yes.
one word. That's the reason why he even says anything. Is because they came to
Contractually,
him and
he
said,
has
"Hey,
to,
you
yeah.
have to talk to them." So he goes, "Yes,
That's why Marshall Lynch used to do that too. He'd tell him.
basketball.
Basketball.
He's like, I have.
We scored more points."
Yeah, same thing with like whenever Russell
How did
Westbrook
you
was
win
doing
tonight? We scored more points than that.
that. Well, you know, whenever
That's
Westbrook
all you
was
need,
doing
really.
his like it was like what teamwork and like
what was it?
hard work and what was he?
I don't
He said
remember
the
his
same
quotes.
thing.
Yeah, he
like,
kept
over
saying
and
the
over.
same thing when they said they would ask a question.
Yeah, you know, they'd be like, so you know, all the championships are coming up. You know, how do you feel about this? Like, hard work and determination.
Yeah.
They got it done tonight.
Yeah, he literally
It
said
was,
it
it was
over
pretty
and over
funny.
again.
It was pretty funny when the guy called him out. He's like, "Why are you treating the press like this?" He's like, "Oh, I mean, I like the press. I just don't like you." Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
like, oh, okay.
Hard work and determination. Was that it? I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
like
It was hilarious.
He's
Because
kept
they'd be
repeating it.
like, you know, what do you think happened on the defense with you guys tonight? You guys, you know, didn't have this many boards. Hard work and teamwork really pulled through for us tonight. You know, it has nothing to do with the question. But yeah, so. What time are we at?
Like 26
Okay, well,
minutes or so.
since you asked,
Huh?
now we can't ask
26
what
minutes.
time
Well,
we're at.
It's pretty long.
I had some other questions, so I was gonna ask, but if we're
Well,
going
pop
really
off
long,
one last question. We'll end it there. Give us one more,
Hit me
Cam.
with another one.
All right, so a bunch of other people have been speaking out for the NFL players, saying that, you know, it is their right to sit during this. They're not disrespecting the flag. It's their First Amendment right. Yada yada yada. I guess it's more of like, I guess we all don't know, but it's like, you know, are they exercising their First Amendment right here correctly? Like, you know, are they using their freedom of speech to relay a message?
We did a good job of executing.
Good, yes, did a good job
That's the
executing.
quote.
Thank you. That was it. Good job of executing.
We did a good job.
What
of
was
executing.
that quote?
That's what Westbrook
He
said
said,
over and
like,
over again.
teamwork, and we did a good
Saying
job.
we did a good job of executing.
Okay.
We did a good job of executing to nearly every question until he goes to the guy.
And then he popped off on the F bomb. Right?
And the
Well,
N-word.
what press conference was that?
I
And the
don't know.
N-word.
He got in a bunch of them last
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
No, so basically with this, you know, a bunch of people are once again like analysts, coaches, or whoever that's saying, you know, they're exercising their First Amendment right,
Right.
by doing this, you know, freedom of speech. But are they exercising it correctly? Like, do we know? Well, we don't know what the message is, right? So
We don't know what the
Yeah.
message is. And again, like, people are like, First Amendment, oh, they can't bench him, but they totally can.
They're also
But
not
that's
on
what
their
the-
own-
And they will.
They're not on their
it's
own
not
time.
That's
This
what I'm saying.
isn't-
It's not and it's not the government that are censoring them. It's the NFL who is like potentially censoring them. So it's like it's totally different.
I mean, I just don't think that if you're out there pretty much working,
Uh-huh.
even though, because I mean that's what it is.
That's
It's a
their
job.
Right.
100%.
If they,
In fairness, I imagine it's not a thing in their contracts that says I will stand for the national anthem.
well, no, that's the thing.
Because I
is,
imagine
like,
it's a thing so like
Mundane.
second thought, like
So
off to
mundane.
the side. That
Yeah, this is so
Yeah.
beyond relevant.
Right, Jerry Jones was looking through his stack of contracts, was like, "Can I cut these guys?" And realized, "Nope, I can't because
you
we've
can-
never thought to put it in there."
you
Oh, you
can
can,
cut
but
them
you
for
lose a
anything.
You
lot.
think it will be?
No,
Think
but
that
he'll
will
lose
eventually
all that
be there?
guaranteed
but he
money.
could just bench them. He wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that's about as hard as he can do is bench them.
Yeah,
or
but you
he still
realize-
has to pay them. He can kick them off the team, but he still has to pay them because of contracts.
Well, some
you
of
can
those
trade
guys wouldn't cost that much to do that too. Yes, your big names,
right.
probably not going to do that
But-
too. But you could bench the smaller people that scare people real quick. You start cutting people,
Okay, but if you start benching these big name players,
they won't bench the big name players. They need their money.
Yeah, costs too
So
much.
the big name players are fine. I really don't think they'll bench them ever. Could you imagine them trying to bench like a James or Kevin Durant. They would never do it's.
I like
They
going
would
to
almost.
basketball.
I don't even know what they would even
Right.
do. I was just
Why
giving
don't you
like
say football players like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
because I was giving a a
You realize
comparison
you just
to
said
another
the
sport.
two white quarterbacks
Ooh.
that are like the best in.
Come on now. That was not. You pointed that out. Wow.
They're not the ones kneeling. That's
That's true. Fuck.
Marshawn
Come on,
Lynch.
come on,
know,
first
man.
one.
I don't
First
know
black
if
quarterback.
Marshawn Lynch kneels.
Neither do
during
I,
it.
but that's just a big name.
I think he does up in Oakland with like half the team.
Yeah.
They have a lot of people.
Yeah,
that kneel
I know
over.
that Oakland was one that does a lot of that. But I'm just saying, like, so you don't think it would ever get to the point where the people just stop watching, stop showing up to the NFL, where they're going to start benching
They
these
won't.
big name players?
They would have even less people watching. It's like a preseason game when the big names aren't out there. No one cares.
But if
It's
no
all
one
about
cares-
money. All this is about money.
That's what
and
I'm
when
saying.
the
If
big
no one
names
cares
are-
anyway.
They like still want to watch football. They're there to see their players.
Right.
But I mean, if you take that away, they literally would have zero reason.
Ticket sales go
Because
down.
right now, that's the
Everything goes
only
down.
thing getting them to the game is to see their favorite players. Right now, you take that away, and they're literally gonna stop showing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they will. Anyways, we're running along. We're gonna wrap that conversation up there. Could talk about football. Could talk about the flag all day. But until next time,
Like,
thanks for
comment,
visiting.
All day.
subscribe.
Go ahead and hit that one.
Yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe.
Should
If
be
I've said it
around
once, if I've said it once, I've
this
said it
area.
100 times.
Do we-
I want
don't
100
think we ever
subs.
annotate anything.
We all want 100
But it is
subs.
it'd be under cam, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Subscribe,
Yeah.
like, dislike. I just